Summon me. Summon me. Summon me. Summon me. Summon me.
Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a deck profile of Uria, Lord of the Searing Flames. Now this deck I probably built for about 15 bucks. It does a lot of damage from Uria, and it's kind of a fun deck that's more about stunning and just stalling to try and get your win condition of Uria out on the field. So I'd recommend this if you want to play for fun. You're tired of playing the same frogs, Blackwings, Vayu Turbo over and over again. This is something a little bit more for fun, and if you ever play Tengu format, you can actually modify this deck to fit that format as well, since there's more monster traps that come out in future sets. Let's check it out. Alright, so the whole point of this deck is Uria. Now, Uria is a level 10 0/0 monster, but that is very deceiving. I'll read this to you. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up trap cards you control to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 1000 attack for each continuous trap card in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one set spell and trap your opponent controls, destroy that target. Spell and trap cards cannot be activated in response to the activation's effects. The effect's activation. Now, it's a 0/0, so you can search it with Sengan, which is nice. As you can tell, it's by continuous trap cards in your graveyard, so you're going to make this guy basically 10-15k attack, and you're just going to one-shot something, and your opponent will die. And the second effect is also important to know that you can use priority and target a set spell and trap. So if they did have a bottomless, you can activate this, target the set, it's a bottomless. They can't use bottomless because you're calling priority with Uria. So at worst case, this is just like a every turn you can MST something, but you're basically just trying to deal 10 to 15,000 damage into something, and your opponent will just die on the spot. So that's the whole point of this guy. Obviously, we play one Sengan. Sengan can search Uria as well as almost every other card in your deck. We're also playing a low monster count since you are going to need to get more traps, but the traps can stall and defend you, so you're not really needing a whole bunch of monsters to defend or attack and get rid of stuff on the field. Play one Morphing Jar, the gold rare. We got to get that tilt factor. If it goes off, free stuff. If it doesn't go off, it's just a body that blocks an attack. That's completely fine. But definitely need the gold rare version. Next, we play one Calculator. It's a level 2 light. Its attack is question mark, so it's like one of the few cards you cannot search in this deck. This card's attack is equal to the combined levels of all monsters you control times 300. So itself very weak, but in combination with Uria, if you cannot get there, you can combo with this and this in one turn for the one shot. Or if you need to deal with monsters on the field, like Fortress, for example, you might want to summon this and you can destroy it with the combination of face-up trap card monsters that we play in the main deck. And lastly, we just play one Hamster and 2 Raikou. Like I said, we're just keeping the monster count low, so it's just a little bit of a package here, and Raikou can destroy back row that can be problematic, or monsters. And also, your chance of milling 3 traps is obviously quite high, since you're going to be playing mostly traps. So this is a win-win condition, win-win for you playing Uria and your win condition. That's all the monsters we play. For the spells and traps, well, we only play 4 spells, so I'll just show you. We play 3 Magic Planter. This card is just send a face-up continuous trap card you control to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. So you have a little bit of draw there, and you play 1 Typhoon. It just gets rid of problematic cards, or maybe they only have 1 to 2 back row and you have Uria ready to go. You can MST 1 and then play Uria and destroy the other one. So these are all the spells you're going to need. Like I said, I made this deck for like 15 bucks, so there's really no harm in trying it yourself. It's pretty fun. Next, I played 2 Skill Drain for trap cards. You're just going to want to try and stun your opponent, and you don't care that Skill Drain is on the field when you have Uria, because it tributes its cost to the 3 traps, so you'll remove the Skill Drain to summon Uria, and Skill Drain will no longer be active. But this will slow down your opponent quite a bit. And we play 3 Nightmare Wheel. So Nightmare Wheel is an older card. Go format players might know this, but you can target any monster on the field, and it can't change the battle position. And during the standby phase of your turn, they take 500 damage burn. But the thing is, you can target set cards, set monsters. So like if you think they set a Raikou, you can just put that on Raikou, and then suddenly that card is just kind of dead, and they're just going to burn. And it'll just put you more and more into lethal for them. because, you know, this is kind of like a burn deck as well. Really, really kind of puts them on the clock, and if they don't respond, then you're just going to one-shot them with Uria or burn them out. Next, I play 2 Imperial Iron Walls. This is very, very strong. You want to maybe have this face up when you summon Uria. That way they can't use Bottomless or Deep Risen or Karma Cut on top of you, but it also kind of chumps the Caiuses as well. So this is all overall just an excellent card. It's a continuous face up trap. It does all the things you want. So you might want to not tribute this one when you summon Uria, because it will just help you if they have too many back row. Play 1 Solemn Judgment. It's just a good card. That is just a good card. Play Torrential. This is just to stall your opponent. Mirror Force is just the same as well. And we're playing 1 Gravity Bind, also just to stall your opponent. This is the continuous face-up trap. Yeah, these are all just good stall cards. Playing 1 Royal Oppression. The reason why we're not playing 2 in the main deck is because we actually special summon trap monsters in this deck, which is one of the unique things of this deck. So you don't really want this, but playing 1's okay because we do play the Magic Planters, and I can get rid of it when I summon Uria. We're playing 2 Regeki Breaks. These are just to get rid of problematic cards, monsters, maybe a back row before you want to summon Uria, and you could discard your trap cards that you already have on the field that are in your hand. So for example, if I have 2 Skill Drains, one's on the field, I'm not going to need the second one, so I'll just Regeki Break something and discard the extra Skill Drain. 3 Fiendish Chain. This gets more popular in later formats, but since it's a continuous trap card, and they can't change position and negates effect, this is very strong versus like things like Caius, anything large that wants to come and just basically kill you. But I mainly try to hit Bryanak and Caius with this card. Next we have the interesting cards. So we have 3 Metal Reflex Slime. So this guy comes out as a 3000 body on the field with like no attack. I think it's 0 attack. Yep, 0 attack, 3000 defense. Comes out as a trap card and a monster on the field, and it's got 3000 defense, but more importantly, it's also a level 10, so you can combo this with the calculator. But this one is pretty cool because it's 3000 defense, very, very hard to get through, and combining that with a bunch of other stall cards, very, very annoying. And your other MVP monster is going to be Zoma the Spirit. This comes out as a monster as well. It's a level 4, 1800 attack, 500 defense. It comes out in defense, so you want to do it on their end phase. But you're just going to summon this, and if this dies, they will take burn damage equal to the attack of the monster that destroyed this. So sometimes, like, you can just put pressure on, you just summon it and attack into Titanial, and it's like, oh, you just took 2800 for no reason. And it also makes it a way that they don't really want to attack you. So you can use this to stall or be aggressive. And it works even further with our MVP trap card, Imperial Custom. This one just says, face-up continuous trap cards cannot be destroyed, except Imperial Custom. You can only control 1 Imperial Custom. So you can have this and Zoma now cannot die by battle. You can have this, and same with the Metal Reflex Slime. They activate Heavy Storm, and you have this, and you can chain all of them face up. None of them get Heavy Stormed. So they really have to focus on this one first, which is very, very convenient, seeing as, you know, you have 1 Heavy Storm, you play it, I have Imperial Custom, you just get Floodgate out. Grave of the Super Ancient Organism, it's just a 1-of that I like to play. Level 6 or higher special summon monsters on the field cannot declare attacks and activate their effects. So this is good to stop synchros. This is good to stop basically like Machinas, maybe Blackwings, but mainly I just stop synchros. And lastly, when your opponent sees what's going on and they know what you're trying to do, they'll kind of figure out your win condition, or at least they'll have an idea of something's happening with all this stuff. They'll start setting and walling up. And how can we get through that? Well, we play 1 Final Attack Orders. So what you'll do is you can activate this card. Everything that's face-up monster goes into attack mode. And then you'll tribute this along with 2 other trap cards that you have to summon Uria, and you'll just smash something for 1,000,000 damage. You don't always need this every game, but often they will start walling up and you'll need to do this. But with the Nightmare Wheels, you can kind of catch something in attack mode, or Fiendish Chains, you can also catch something in attack mode. So you might not need this, but this is just something nice to have in the deck, and that is the Uria deck. I'll show you some side deck stuff. That is what you might need to beat random stuff. But again, this is a fun deck. If you're trying to win RBET, Ultimate Time Wizard, this isn't the angle. This is for you and your buddies to just mess around with, to have stupid matches and stuff like that. So I play 1 Magic Cylinder. After you start burning them, even if you can't get there or they're playing a really aggressive deck, you can play Magic Cylinder, and it kind of makes them respect you. They can't just willy-nilly attack into your stuff. You might have Magic Cylinder, you're already burning them, you play other burn cards. They know you're playing burn cards, so they have to be careful. I like siding that one in. Next, I play 2 Mask of Restricting my side. It's just a continuous trap card, which is excellent for our win condition and playstyle. And they cannot Monarch you, so this is pretty good. I like this card, but most of the time you're just changing your side deck into your main deck as the cards that are important in the matchups. So, like this, we have also Light Imprisoning Mirror. There's no point in paying for Skill Drain versus Lightsworn when you can just play this and you don't have to pay life points. So we just switch it out. I play 2 Starlight Road. I would put these in if you're not playing against something that needs oppression, like Blackwing. They can Icarus you, and you don't really want oppression since it's not very good versus them. Same with Vayu Turbo, so you're going to want to put these ones in instead. Next, we have 2 Decrees. This might seem counterintuitive because we're playing a trap card, however, trap deck. However, you can tribute face-up trap cards to summon Uria. So there's been games where your opponent will play a lot of back row, and it's kind of annoying. What you can do is you can activate Royal Decree, and they'll turn off their stuff, tribute your other trap cards that are face-up, summon Uria, and there's no counterplay because they now cannot use their traps. I do side another Oppression, continuous trap card, of course, and it's just for the combo decks, maybe Quick Draw, maybe Machinas, maybe Amaryllis, these kind of things. Gigaplant now, I guess. Anything that you want to stop the combos. It's just a good card, and you probably want to side out some random trap monsters just purely because you don't want to, have too many of those clumping up. And I play a Wall of Revealing Light against anything aggro. This would be good against like machines. This would be good against heroes. Nothing that's relies too much on abilities, but just aggressive. Like you really want to put this in against Frog Monarchs because, Caius will just target this, and you're like, oh well, that didn't work out. But ones that just rely on damage, really just trying to get in on the aggressiveness there, you would put in a Wall of Revealing Light, which is a continuous trap card as well. Play 1 Giant Trinade. If your opponent is playing a bunch of stuff like Trap Stun, maybe they're playing their own Decrees, these kind of things, you can play Trinade, or if they have a heavy back row, and you can reuse your continuous trap cards like Fiendish Chain, Nightmare Wheel if they are still in the field and they're just kind of fizzled. I can side in 3 monsters. I side in 1 Spirit Reaper. Reaper is just a great stall card in combination with other stuff. There's not much that can get through this, and combine that with a bunch of back row, very, very strong. And 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior, and this is just because your opponent might side Decree and you don't want that to happen, so you put in the Royal Decree, the Breakers, and you can destroy the Royal Decrees. And with this guy you can also have Skill Drain won't be on, since they would have a Royal Decree. You can blow it up and then Skill Drain's effective again. So this is the side deck that I play. Super fun deck. You're just gonna go in, shuffle up, stall out maybe 5-6 turns, drop Uria, smack for like 10k, the game is over. And if you like that kind of playstyle, there you go. Until next time, peace.